There, when someone knocks on our door, do we immediately go and open it? Or do we first find out who they are? We first find out who they are because we don't always align with every single stranger that knocks on our door. Similarly, when was the last time that we did the same with the thoughts that creep into our head? You see, as people, we have a tendency to dwell far too long in unhealthy, negative thoughts. What happens when we do that? We start to spiral. Why? Because our brain cannot tell the difference between right or wrong, healthy thoughts or unhealthy thoughts. It simply accepts what you believe to be true. Raise your hands if you'd like to go back in time to your school days. Please raise your hands. Why is that? Yeah, Dave doesn't want to go back.
That's because he doesn't have any other experience.
Yes. So the reason why most of us would love to linger there is because we had our parents, our guardians, our teachers, and our mentors to provide for us, look after us, mentor us, and guide us. But coming into adulthood feels like being sucked into a tornado that never ends. Why? Because we live in a VUCA world. A world with volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. That's the world we live in. But I think the reason why most of us kind of struggle or find it challenging to navigate through this VUCA world is probably because back in school we were obsessed with acquiring intelligence, not quotient. That means subject knowledge. And we pretty much neglected the rest of the three quotients: emotional quotient, social quotient, and adversity quotient. Emotional quotient is being aware of your own emotions and learning how to better regulate them while accepting the fact that there's another person with another set of emotions. Social quotient is learning the skills to navigate through different societies and different personalities. And adversity quotient is developing your self-discipline, your courage and self-confidence to face these adverse events head-on and somehow get to the other side of it. Like Brian Tracy says, life is problem, 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 crisis. Problem, 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 crisis. So the way I see it, if we learn to become more intentional, develop self-awareness, and have respect for others, we would be able to develop these three quotients. And even if you are the most talented person at work, you will face problem after problem until you learn how to be more intentional about the thoughts that you think, about what you say, and about what you do at work. For example, I'm pretty sure most of us had this experience at least once in our lives. You have this colleague who walks up to you, raises her voice, and throws you under the bus right in front of everyone. What are the most common thoughts that creep in through that wide open door? Anger, frustration, disbelief. You may even feel humiliated, and you may even worry that the people who are watching might think that you are part of the problem, when in fact you are not. So instead of letting these thoughts creep in through that wide open door, what if you said, yes, I hear you. What has happened is this because of these reasons. And this is what needs to happen. So the next time we face an event like this, let's try to have a more civilized conversation. And please do not raise your voice again. So if you were able to do something like that, that shows that you are being more intentional with whatever you think. You are being more intentional of what you say and what you do. That exudes self-confidence. So my dear Toastmasters, whatever happens in life, because life happens, let's look inward. First, internally align yourself. And then you practice, you have self-discipline and master your courage to exude your self-confidence. And we are not going to get this right the first time. That is why we have to keep practicing. So, knock knock. Are you going to let every single thought in? Or are you going to be more selective this time? Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day.